Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Stuart Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. Well, it's a brutal day on the HF bands. Not very much going on. They actually shut down the 14247 DX net early because band conditions were that lousy. We're here in the shack at the workbench. We got some coax, got some stuff going on here. So what are we building today? Well, that's the $1 million question. So I think I'm going to build the KJ6ER Challenger. So the KJ6ER Challenger, all the information right here on the free PDF at KJ6ER.net. It is a resonant, off-center fed 20 meter through 6 meter vertical antenna. Uses a 4:1 balun, I do believe, which I do have one of those. It's supposed to be pretty good for DX. Very, very low takeoff angle. And Greg and I did a webinar on this on the channel somewhere on all of his antennas. So I thought I'd build this one and see what we could do with it. So yeah, it uses a 4:1 unun, and I have the LDG a 4:1 unun, and it's supposed to have an XWR of 1.2 or less. I'm just trying to find out what the dB gain is. Let's see, plus 2 dB plus 2 dB more directional gain over a traditional quarter wave antenna. I'm just trying to see what the what all the specs are. Anyway, we'll find all the specs and we'll talk about it here. But we're going to start building. We've already started building the counterpoise here. I'm going to lay out the counterpoise on the bench here and kind of show you what I did. All the details are in the KJ6ER free download on the KJ6ER.net website. I like Greg's stuff. It's very, very simple and very technical at the same time. So if you're a simple-minded person like I am, or a more technical-minded person, you'll get a lot of information from the KJ6ER documents for all of his antennas. Anyway, here's what I've done. So the first thing we built was the counterpoise. So yes, this antenna needs a counterpoise. With any unun, you need a counterpoise. So this end will just plug into the negative side or the ground side of the unun. Has a 6-inch pigtail. Then we have a 6 meter section, we have a 10 meter section, 12, 15, 17, and eventually 20. And then just put a small piece of whipper snipper cable at the end just to give me something to hold on to or tie it off if I wanted to try it in a raised. But you don't have to raise this one, you can lay it flat, you can lay it right on the ground. So the next thing we're going to build is the actual PVC pipe, which I have lots of PVC pipe right here. Got it from the local hardware store. They cut it for me. Everything's perfect. So let's go put this together, and then we'll see what we need to do to get the telescopic whip up in the air, which we got lots of them. And we'll put it together in the back of the just inside the garage door here. All right, let's see what we can do here. And also thanks to Kilo 4 Romeo Lima X-Ray for sending this shark tooth and aerials and radios sticker, star2531.com. So go check that out. We got it on the our workbench here. There you go. So thanks for passing along that sticker. All right, so we're gonna make the cap for the PVC pipe. We got basically a PVC pipe cap. We got one of these bolts here. I can't remember what these are called. And we got this bolt with this rounded edge. And I got to drill a hole in here so I can mount the bolt. I gotta go find my drill. We used it last week. Oh, right here. Milwaukee drill. Let's go drill a hole. Okay, so we got the trucker mount CB, basically antenna mount. Greg has all the stuff in this PDF where you can get it from the Amazon links. Standard 1 3/4 PVC pipe with the bolts on the top here. It's a little longer than I anticipated. I think the next time we do this, we can get a shorter bolt. So, but that'll work. So what we need to do next is get our 4:1 unun from the LDG unun we have it's in the truck. I gotta go get it. First things first, I need to make a 12-inch pigtail. I don't think that's 12 inches. So I can actually connect it from the positive side of the unun to the antenna. So I need to make that. Okay, so there's our pigtail is going to go from the positive side of the unun. I just got these, what do you call these things? Mueller clips, alligator clips, Mueller clips. That'll attach onto the bottom of the of the telescopic whip. And this plugs into the unun. I'll need an RF choke, which I do have one around here somewhere in the shack. Is it in my kit here from the, nope, it's in the truck. Anyway, I gotta go to the truck anyways to get some gear out of the truck. Okay, so we got the, this is ideal for portable operations. I think actually marketed as the POTA choke. KF8 ASE, I use all of his chokes, except for the two that I got from Greg, but my chokes in the shack here are all by KF8 ASE. I have my LVG unun, and I have my handy Sark. So, oh, I need a telescopic whip. What size telescopic whip do I need? An adjustable 25 or 17 foot telescopic whip for each band. So let me go and see which one will work best. We use the 17 foot whip. It's just easy, full extended, like it would be if we were doing the Performer. So we'll go to the truck here and get our 17 foot chameleon whip, and then we should be ready to go here. Show you what I've done in the yard here for my test mast or test mounting equipment for the PVC. I got this ground rod I had sticking around the shack, and I just slide the PVC over top, and it'll hold in place. It's a little wiggly, but it'll hold in place. Okay, so we got it up. I'm not too happy about this cap for the PVC pipe, so I might have to do something a bit better there. I'm not too thrilled with that. But for the test today, it should work. There is the 4-to-1 unun. Our choke. What are we missing, everyone? Can't figure out what I'm missing here. Got the pigtail going from the positive side. Got the counterpoise on. Got the unun. Got the choke. Got the. What am I missing? What am I missing? Yeah, a piece of coax, right? That's what I'm missing. So I'm gonna get the 50 foot out of the truck. I don't like the way that's. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm not too thrilled with that. I gotta get a harder plastic, I think, for the top of that PVC pipe. That one from the hardware store is not the most solid. I wonder if the oh yeah, the POTA Performer, the Performer will work. Yeah, let's use that. I'm thinking if I just get a smaller bolt like the one the Performer has here, and they have that, the ones that Bob makes for Greg, it's pretty solid. So I think I'll have to find out where those caps, I'll have to get better caps, maybe go to Home Depot or something, see if they have better caps. I remember this hobby is all about experimenting. So I'm bringing you around on all my experiments and how I screw things up. And that's how we learn, right? That's how we learn. There we go. That's the one I bought from Bob, who makes KJ6ER's Performers for commercial sale. So there's our counterpoise, just lying down there. Our 12-inch pigtail, the chameleon whip, the 4-to-1 unun from LDG, and this time I remember the coax. Got my DX Engineering orange high visibility coax. Okay, let's go into the shack and put this thing on the air. Okay, so we got up a 1.4-ish SWR on 14240. If we go down to the floor in the part of the van where I like to play, it's still 1.43. So that's good enough. For SWR it's important, but it's not the only measurement. As long as you get 1.5 and under, you're good. So, and I gotta remember in this location here, for some reason, my SWR always reads higher here because of the closest to the proximity to the buildings and the other antennas. We always get a little bit slightly higher SWR. So I gotta account for that. Anyway, I'm good with 1.4-ish to 1. Let's get it hooked up to the radio and see if we can actually make some contacts. All right, just a reminder, this 4-to-1 unun, 200 watts PEP max, so no amplifier for this one. Okay, so we're just gonna hook into the shack radio. We're gonna make sure the amplifier's in the off mode. We're in antenna number 2, and our switch box over here, we got it on the orange coax. And let's see, are we hearing anything? So we're hearing stuff, so let's go see if anybody's calling CQ, and we'll see if we can work them. But I gotta have some iced tea first. Oh, hard work. Cheers, everyone. Homemade iced tea. The way everything's costing in the supermarket, it's easier to make this at home. A couple of tea bags, let it sit overnight, and you're good to go. Unsweet, no sugar. The way I remember from when I lived in Florida. Unsweet tea was my favorite when I lived in Florida. All right, let's, by way of comparison, that's on the hex beam, and that's on the Challenger. Hex beam, Challenger, hex beam. So a little bit louder on the hex beam. That's my buddy there in Kuwait, 9 kilo 2 kilo Oscar. Let's see if I can work him. My buddy Masalam Mohammed. Good old Mohammed here in Kuwait. I talk to him at least 2 or 3 times a week.
And wish you a good health and God bless you.
Just going to run the tuner just to be on the safe side. He's 5'9". He's 5'9" on the Challenger.
Doing well. Nice to hear you. You're surprising. I don't know. I see you signal passing 10, so almost 15 over 9 over. You're peaking 25 over. You must have the fan turned on. No fan, only JK antenna over. Yeah, it works pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, I think I'm the second customer with Ken, so I did the, store on it.
So there's 2 versions of the Challenger. The Challenger regular uses the LDG, and the Challenger Plus uses the Palomar 4-to-1 unun. I do want to get one of those ones, those chokes that you just screw in the coax versus, or the balance so you can screw in the coax versus using the pigtails. I think that I'll be happier with that. Let's see if we can get Mohammed here.
Yeah, I don't know. He has a tall, big, long booms only for 6 meters over. He's a 6-meter king.
So we're all waiting for his QSO to end there. So the Challenger is an off-center fed half-wave antenna. It's omnidirectional with 1 link counterpoise, like I showed you in the example. It's good through 20 to 6 meters. Uses the 4-to-1 unun. The key component loss is measured about negative 0.46 to negative 3.5 dB. Peak radiation is negative 0.27 dBi. Angle of peak radiation is 21%. 8 to 40% in brackets in the documentation. Minus 3 dB beam width, 32%, and its primary range continental or global, like we're here in Kuwait.
So about him. So take care about yourself, my friend. Over. I understand. Yeah. Well, very good. Yeah. I'm 83 years old now.
So I made a mistake there. When I was doing the first setup. I used a 17-foot whip for 20 meters. You need to use a 25-foot whip for 17 meters because it needs to be 11 sections, 4 inches. So you can't use a 17-foot whip. Remember, it is a half wave, off-center fed half wave. So it's going to be longer than, say, the Performer. So you need the longer 25-foot telescopic whip. So I made a mistake there when I first put the 17-foot whip up. Anyway, that's how we learn. We experiment, right? And it's all working great. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. 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 Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot.
Mike November Delta. Is your call correct?
Okay, I don't think I'm going to get them. There's just way too many other stations in there. If I had the hex beam, I can get them, but not with this setup tonight. Not with all the other stations. Well, there's Giannis. I should be able to work him.
Yes, I'm in full range here. We have plenty of contacts on 20 meters. You're always accurate and good. So please enjoy the radio. And the same to you. You're better. You're the mother. Good one. Yep, I'm 20 southwest of Ljubljana, in the middle of the country, yes. November 0 Delta Hotel Kilo, thank you very much. Gate 58, Giannis, Roger. You're 5'9" here in southern Minnesota, USA, southern Minnesota. Roger, thank you very much for the report. Everything fine, my log. 73, thank you.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot.
9 Charlie Fox, nice to hear you. Stuart 59.6.
Yeah, thanks, Jonas. I'm just testing a brand new off-center fed half-wave or vertical antenna over.
It's sounding great, Stuart. The band is open and definitely you have no difficulties to get anyone on the band. Sounds great today, over.
Okay, thanks for the report, Jonas. I'm happy to see it's working. 7-3.
Can definitely get you later. I'm certified one Denmark extra.
All right, so it works to get Jonas, so that's good. It means it's working. Perfect, it's working. So yeah, now we just got to take it out to do a POTA and see how it works in the field. So yeah, I'm happy with it. We'll see if we can find any more stations to work. Work Jonas on 100 watts too.
In stateside South America and the Caribbean area, looking only for the axis Delta Juliet 7 Sugar Tango calling and listening.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot.
Okay, listen to the station. There is a Victor Echo 9, it's New Brunswick. Victor Echo 9, New Brunswick. Make your call.
Yeah, hello, Gary. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. You're 5 and 9 on my off-center fed vertical antenna for 20 meters. Over.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie and the last letter.
Foxtrot, Florida. Foxtrot, Florida. Over.
Victor Echo 9 Charlie, Florida. Okay, is it Victor Echo 9 Charlie, Florida?
That is correct. That is correct. Over.
Okay, it's the first time that we have contact together. You are 557. What is my signal report, Stuart?
You're 5 and 5 on my vertical antenna. 5 and 5. Over.
Okay. I'm working here with a beaming antenna, and it looks the safe side. But everything is still fine. You're safe for 5 and 5. You're 5 and 7 on your vertical antenna. No problem at all. Using here a flex radius 6600. The power output is 700 watts at the moment, and I located 430 meters over sea level beside the television tower of Stuttgart. So, Stuart, microphone back to you. This is Delta Juliet 7 Sugar Tango.
Yeah, Delta Juliet 7 Sugar Tango from Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. Fine business there, Gary. Nice to hear from you. I am 5 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean on the east coast of Canada, 5 Ks from the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm just using a vertical antenna with 100 watts. Over.
Great. The signal is great. Only 100 watts. The signal is great. Yes, the signal is doing a very well job. So I wish you all the best. Take care. I wish you a wonderful rest of the Sunday, of the Thursday afternoon there in Canada, and I'm sure we hear each other again all around the band is open.
Yes. Okay, my friend. Thank you. 7-3. Have a wonderful evening. Good DX, my friend. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye. Take care. And QSat DX from KJ6ER.
All right. There we go. I'm not going to make this video any longer with a bunch of QSOs. Got the point. We made contact into Slovenia and Germany. So I'm really bummed that if I hooked up the hex beam, I can probably get my friend Mohammed there in Kuwait, but just way too many other stations. Anyways, KJ6ER Challenger antenna. If you go to KJ6ER.net, you can download this PDF and build it. It took me maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes once I get the right components, but it's working. So this weekend we'll take it out and do a Parks on the Air, Worldwide Flora and Fauna, Lakes and Lagoons, whatever we want to do with it. We'll find a place to go and play some portable ham radio. So I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot, here from the shack. We'll say 7-3, and thanks to Greg Miran, KJ6ER, for all these wonderful antenna projects I get to do all summer. See y'all later. Bye-bye now.